I want to ask you guys a quick question. What is it that you want out of life? Why do you want it? And doing what you're doing today, have you achieved it? And if not, maybe you should take a look at something else. Now, if you don't recognize Roger, he's actually a former Power Ranger, not only for one season, but two. He was in Space and in Turbo.
Turbo.
Yes. Oh my God. Growing up with this guy was just, I'm having fanboyism right now. But yes, Roger. So thank you for doing this in the first place.
Absolutely.
It's absolutely amazing to have you as a guest on the Soba Talk. So
Well, it's my pleasure, and we're friends also aside from this, so
yeah.
It's an honor to be here with you too. So I'm completely grateful for this. Absolutely.
And every moment I have to pinch myself every single time. I'm like, is he really alive? Like, is he really here? It's like, what? And I have to check myself back into reality. It's like, oh my God, yeah, he's a real person. So, yes, Roger Velasco. You may know him from Power Rangers. He's been an actor for many years so far, and he's also an entrepreneur. And that's when we had the pleasure of meeting each other. So, first question I would love to ask you is, tell us about your story and how you got into the acting industry, and what kind of journey that was.
Well, it's gonna kind of almost sound like a cliche, okay? Because honestly, the way it happened for me is just by simply being open. I got invited to take a look at an opportunity. I was 18 years old. Actually, yeah, I was right around 18 years old. I got invited to take a look at an opportunity. I visited a hotel over in Anaheim, and it was a ballroom and a lot of people, and I took a look at the opportunity, but it wasn't what I was interested in. It wasn't for me. So what happened is I was in the lobby hanging out with some people. I met some people just sitting in the couch. There was a pageant going on, and we were just literally just having conversation with random strangers.
Yeah.
And this gentleman by the name of Louis Bailey handed me his card. He says, I'm a talent manager. I'd like to work with you. Give me a call. And like, you grow up hearing all this stuff about people being out of integrity, and like, people like that. So when I met him, I was like,
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm not too sure. You hear it all the time. So I put the business card down. I'll never forget. I had it next to my dresser for like 2 weeks. But every day that passed by and I looked at the card, I was like, I'm gonna call him. I'm gonna call him, and I'm gonna call him, and I wouldn't call him. So finally, I decided to pick up the phone. I picked up the phone. I called Louis Bailey. He invited me to come down to his office. I came to his office, and I walked in his office. And I was like, "Whoa, okay, this is legit. This is legit. This is legit. There's actors coming in and out. There's other managers, and ever since then, he put me on. I took, it was really basic. I just took some pictures. He started shopping me around to agencies, and I actually started first. As cheesy as it sounds, I started as a model. So I was working for LA Models for a while, and I was doing the runway shows. I was doing print work, catalogs. You would walk into Mervyn's back in those days in JCPenney. You would see me on the walls and whatnot. And then the talent department. So there was LA Models, LA Talent. So LA Talent says, hey, we want to see him. Send them over. And my booking agent says, hey, LA Talent wants to meet you. And I said, okay, great, awesome. Yeah. Once again, I was open. Yeah. I was like, sure, I want to go meet them. So I went, I met these guys, started shaking hands with everybody, and they started sending me out on commercials. And I will never forget, I got my first commercial. It was Burger King. It was my first TV job, period. Yeah, it was Burger King. And I was 18 years old. I shot it for 2 days, and they paid me a boatload of money. Like, more money than I was ever making as a model, because guy models don't really make a lot of money.
It's difficult.
Yeah, it's difficult. The women make the money.
Yeah.
So I got the first gig. Like I said, they paid me great money. It was fun. It was also a blast shooting it, and I fell in love with it. I said, you know what? I want to do this. I no longer want to do this. I want to do this. I want to be an actor. I want to be in front of the camera. And I just started pursuing it, and they started sending me out. I started getting more gigs. The checks would not stop coming. The checks had coming, residual income. It was the first time in my life I tasted residual income. And I get the chills talking about it because it really changed my life. It changed my life. It changed the way I think about generating an income. And it was beautiful because I said, this is what I want to do. Who does not want to do the work once and get paid over and over and over and over and over for the work that you've done once? And I was just a young kid, hungry. I wanted to do something big. I didn't know what, and at the time, send them my way. I started auditioning left and right, and all of a sudden, I get a call from an agent, an acting agent, and he's like, "Hey, man, I want to bring you in on a TV show. It's pretty popular right now." And I said, "Okay, what's the TV show?" He says, "Power Rangers." And at the time, I wasn't watching Power Rangers. I was a kid that was like out on skateboards, playing soccer, like getting scratched up. I would leave my house in the morning, come home at night, and I auditioned. They brought me back. I did a screen shooting with them with a couple of the other Rangers, and I auditioned like 6-7 times. I remember they saw like 50,000 people at the time because it was a crazy phenomenon at the time. And I got the show.
Yeah, I was part of that crazy phenomenon.
Yeah, it was crazy. I couldn't go to SeaWorld. After the fact, of course, once I got the show, I couldn't go to SeaWorld. I couldn't go to City Walk in Universal Studios. I couldn't go anywhere, any public area, and it was just really humbling experience because I come from very humble beginnings, and all of a sudden, this inner city kid was on TV, not just a TV show, but a worldwide phenomenon, a big show that is viewed all around the world. So it's just been an incredible journey. People ask me right now still like, well, how was it to being a Power Ranger? You know what I say? I'm still a Power Ranger because it's giving so much to me. It continues to give so much to me. I mean, I'm down here in Philadelphia right now. I came for an event, and just checking into these neighborhoods, some of my fans are posting, "Oh my God, you're in my neighborhood," and it's amazing because I'm gonna meet some of my fans tonight. And guess what? It's 20 years later. Yeah. So it's impacted my life drastically. It's changed the way I think, and it's just amazing. I believe that God gave me that opportunity, and He continues to bless me for a reason. So I'm gonna take it and I'm gonna run, and I'm gonna do what I can with this, and I'm gonna give and serve like the fans have given to me. So it's a complete blessing. It's incredible, man. I'm really happy to be here.
It should send shivers down mine.
Yeah, it's been amazing.
Wow. Yeah. So that actually leads into our next question. The next question was, you're a hero for many kids, including myself. So how did you become this hero? You have so much influence and what was it brought you to that?
I don't consider myself a hero. I really don't. I just played a superhero on TV. And at the time, I didn't know it was going to turn into what it turned into. I really didn't. I just figured it's another job. I'm going to work the job. I'm going to do the best that I can. Yeah. And it's been amazing. I think what has really empowered me the most is when I meet the fans, and they look at me, and sometimes they're speechless. They can't even talk, and they're in awe. And I think about, oh my God, wait, who was my superhero growing up? And it was Superman. Yeah. I used to love Superman, so I put myself in their shoes. It's like, how would I act if all of a sudden Superman came in through these doors? I would freak out. So being a superhero on TV has been incredible. It's just been a complete blessing. I mean, I could just tell you over and over how grateful I am to have been able to be part of that organization and continue to be part of it. Because as you know, I still do the conventions, and we do the autographs, Comic-Con. I just came back from anime in Sacramento, and it was amazing. So I don't know, man. It's a tough question. I hope I'd answered it very well. It's just, I don't consider myself being a hero. Yeah. But I guess in the eyes of a lot of kids and grown-ups now, I was a hero. So
definitely.
I just honor it. That's all.
Man, and I was one of those kids that was absolutely speechless when I first met you too.
I remember that moment. I was like, wow.
I think I said your name backwards. I said Velasco Roger. How are you? Right. And actually, like the time my brother met you, I'll forget it because for my brother, you have no idea. He had you in the bathtub. He had you in his bed and. I know that didn't sound correct, but he had you wherever you went, and he had the one that would flip to your face and then flip to the space.
I remember that. You push the button.
That was the favorite Power Ranger, the Black Space Ranger.
Yeah, that's cool.
So it's just awesome.
For all the parents out there, I'm so sorry. I'm responsible for all those toys that you had to buy your kids.
Oh yeah, all those Megazords too, man.
Those Megazords.
I had all the Megazords.
It's not cheap.
It's like $40 a pop.
Yeah. So. Yeah, it's been amazing. It continues to give back to me, and I recognize that. So I plan to do the same, continue to give back to the fans, always.
Nice.
Yeah.
And you know, you mentioned that Superman was your biggest inspiration, because that was the next question as well. You know, who was your biggest inspiration? Was it Superman, or is it other actors that inspired you as well?
Well, see, that question is, for me, it's like it's beyond the acting world.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, Superman on TV was my superhero. I grew up watching Superman. I wanted to be Superman. I freaking tied the towels on my back and I jumped around from couch to house, couch to couch, thinking I was Superman.
Okay, I'm not
like
the only
Superman.
one.
Yeah, so it was amazing. But honestly, my true hero has always been God.
Okay.
God and my parents. You know, God, you know, He created a major shift in this world. By painting a vision and sharing a vision with 12 other people.
Yeah.
And that vision has created a shift and continues to create a shift for this world today. So
Definitely.
So that, for me, God, the Lord Jesus Christ, has always been my hero. I live every day by Him. And of course my parents, they're my biggest role models. My parents taught me so much. They're incredible parents. They're still together, married 55 years or whatever.
Wow.
That's something that, you know, it's kind of rare nowadays.
Yeah.
And my dad is the most amazing man. He has the biggest heart. He's such a giver. Like, if you were to ask me who is, like, you know, one person that you know that has the biggest heart, is my dad. My dad has an amazing heart. My dad will take off his shirt off his back for anyone else on a rainy day or whatever. My dad is amazing, and my mom's very powerful. My mom's very intentional. She's a go-getter. She taught me a lot of, you know, I kind of have an edge, and you have to have an edge in this industry, and I got it from my mom. My mom's definitely edgy. She's always taught me to go after the things that I want, and you know, believe that you can do it. You know, you can do it, son. You can do whatever you want in this world. And up until this day, still. When, you know, right before I go on to auditions or interviews like this one, or even if I'm about to serve somebody in whatever way, I think about my mom. And everything that she's taught me, all the principles. It's just amazing. It's great. So I would say for sure, the Lord Jesus Christ and my parents have always been my superheroes.
Wow. Yeah, you're trying to make me cry.
I mean, hey man, you're asking the question. I'm telling you the truth.
Man.
So that's coming from the heart, man.
I can relate on many levels. So.
That's
wow.
You know, they're my biggest role models.
So you know, what's next? What's next in your career? You know, you were a Power Ranger for so many years, and I know you dove into business as well. So what's the next thing in your life?
Well, I've always been an entrepreneur, always, whether on TV or off TV. I have a big vision. I got into business for a reason, and I got into the business world, because, well, when I was on TV, I was marketing myself. Yeah. So I was a businessman back then, and I got into business, traditional business, and I'm also part of network marketing business. I think network marketing, in my opinion, is the best way to conduct business, because it's about other people. Yeah. And I can kind of relate it to being a superhero on TV, you know. So when I do the conventions and whatnot, I go to serve and give, because these kids gave to me so much that I feel like I owe them a whole lot. So I got involved in network marketing, but the reason why I got involved in network marketing is not just to serve, it's also to become a better person, to grow, which I have. I'm not the same person I was, you know, a couple years back. Okay. So I continue to grow every day. And the main reason why I do network marketing is because I have a massive vision. And my vision is, you know, I want to get on the other side of money, where money is not an issue, right? Definitely. And I can, you know, a drowning person can rescue a drowning person, right? Yeah. So, and so I can take care of my family, you know, for generations to come. But ultimately, my ultimate goal, and we will do this, we will conquer this goal, is filmmaking. I'm going to produce, I'm going to write, I'm going to direct, I'm going to star in my own motion pictures, and I will earn an Oscar one day. I will earn an Oscar one day. Oh, yeah. I don't know in what department, but it's just one of my ultimate goals. So I just want to run around at one point with just a camera and a crew and just go around and make movies and create. And I have so much to share. I have so many stories. My life has been a journey. I know it kind of seems like it's, rainbows and sunshines with Power Rangers and whatnot, but there's a lot behind it. There's a lot that
there always is. Behind any point of success, there's a lot behind it. They see the pretty picture. They don't see the years of practice and turmoil
going through the gutter.
Yeah,
going through the gutter. And I've had some extreme highs and I've had some extreme lows. And you wouldn't even imagine the stuff that I've been through. Like, it is crazy, some of the stuff that I've been through.
Yeah.
So through filmmaking, I'm gonna be able to share those experiences with people. And then once all that is happening and manifesting, my ultimate goal, once I conquer those dreams and goals, is to work with the Make-A-Wish Foundation for sure. They changed my life at the age of 18 when the kids would come on set with one final wish, and it was to meet the Power Ranger, and I didn't understand it. I would meet these kids, and sometimes they looked like they were sick, and sometimes they looked like normal. And I would hear about, from the producers, oh, you remember so and so? He's no longer with us. And I said, what do you mean? What are you talking about? He's no longer with us. He passed. And it changed my life. It literally changed my life. So it changed the way I think, everything. It created something massive in my heart that it just kind of like stung. So when I'm done with filmmaking, I'm going to work with the Make-A-Wish Foundation. I'm going to work with the Children's Hospital, which I work with both foundations already. And I just give, man, and just like live a life of philanthropy one day. That's what I want to do. Whoa. That's my goal.
Roger, oh my God.
I hope that's not too heavy.
No, it's
interview.
So good. There's the Oscar right there,
that's
right?
What I'm just, hey man, I told you, this interview is not going to be your traditional, conventional interview, because I'm going to tell you how I feel from the heart. And that's my goal, man.
That's what's amazing. Someone's so humble, someone really bleeding out to the audience, and it's great to be in your presence. It's just so overwhelming sometimes. But just one final quote for the audience. What quote has stuck to you?
Man, I have a couple. I have a couple that have really, in the acting days, I really embraced a quote by Albert Einstein.
Okay.
And his quote, he said, "Imagination's greater than knowledge."
Yes.
So, if you can imagine it, if the what is it, Henry Ford, right? If the mind of man can conceive it and bring itself to believe it, it can achieve it. And it kind of ties down to the Albert Einstein quote, because he's saying, just imagine it, visualize it, and you can create it, no matter what it is. So like, I know it sounds crazy what I'm telling you right now, but I visualize this stuff. So Albert Einstein, a genius man. So of course we're gonna manifest it for sure. So that's Albert Einstein for sure. And then there's another one that he says, Albert Einstein. He says, "Only a life lived for others is worth living." And that's the quote that I'm living now, right now.
Wow. Okay. Well, that was such a powerful interview. Well, to me at least. I hope the audience can get a lot out of just wow. I'm just speechless.
I'm grateful to
Roger. Thank you so much.
My brother, absolutely.
I think this is one of the best ones.
I'm happy to be here, man. Thank you so much for inviting me to be part of this.
Yes.
And I hope the audience enjoys it. And that's me, Roger Velasco, from the heart.
Definitely. All right, guys, so that was a quick soba talk with Roger Velasco, and you can follow me on Instagram at AlexSoba, Snapchat at alex.soba, and message me, guys, if you're ever down or just looking for a way out, or maybe even looking for an opportunity. I am willing to speak to you. As you can see, and I hope you can see, we're willing to speak to anybody and really try to make a difference in the world. So that's it, guys, and just make the choice whether you want to be an entrepreneur or not.
Absolutely.
And that's it.
Great. Awesome.
Perfect. Oh,